My finger was hovering over the send button, and I almost didn't stop. If I had pressed it, I would have changed everything. Welcome to God showed up stories. It reminded me how quickly emotions can take over, and how sometimes God steps in at the exact moment we're about to make a decision we can't undo. It was 11:43 at night. I remember because the room was completely quiet, and the only light came from my phone's screen. I was sitting on the edge of my bed, reading over the message I had just typed, again. And again. And again. It wasn't just any message. It was the kind you send when you're hurt, when you've been holding things in for too long, when you finally decide you're done staying silent. Everything was in there. Every frustration. Every disappointment. Every word I had kept inside for months. And I meant every single one of them. At least in that moment. My chest felt tight. My jaw was clenched. And my thoughts were moving fast. This is the only way they'll understand. I can't keep pretending everything is okay. They need to hear this. I stared at the screen, reading the last line one more time. Then my thumb moved closer to the button. And right before I pressed it, something inside me paused. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just a quiet hesitation. I leaned back slightly, my finger still hovering. And I remember thinking, why am I hesitating? Because just seconds ago, I was completely sure. But now, something felt off. I didn't feel calm. I didn't feel clear. I felt emotional. Overwhelmed. Like I was reacting, not thinking. I lowered my phone just a little, staring at the message again. And for the first time, I noticed the tone. Not just honest. Sharp. Heavy. Final. The kind of message you don't come back from. And that's when it hit me. If I send this, I can't take it back. I sat there in silence for a few seconds. Then I whispered, God, is this the right move? I hadn't planned to pray. It just came out. And for a moment, nothing happened. No voice. No sign. Just stillness. But that stillness felt different. Grounded. Like everything slowed down, just enough for me to actually think. I looked at the message again. Then I read it out loud quietly. And hearing it made it real in a different way. Not just how I felt, but how it would land. How it would hurt. How it might break something instead of fixing it. I took a deep breath. Then another. And slowly, I locked my phone. Just like that. Didn't delete the message. Didn't send it. Just paused. And that pause felt uncomfortable at first. Because part of me still wanted to say everything. To release it. To be heard. But another part of me felt peace. Like I had just avoided something I couldn't fully see yet. I set my phone down on the nightstand and leaned back onto the bed, staring at the ceiling. And I remember thinking, maybe this isn't the moment. The next morning, I woke up feeling completely different. Clear. Calm. Not perfect. But steady. I picked up my phone and opened the message again. And this time, it didn't feel right anymore. Not because my feelings weren't valid, but because the way I was about to express them would have caused more damage than healing. So instead of sending it, I rewrote it. Slower. Calmer. Focused. Not to attack, but to communicate. And when I finally sent that version later that day, the response I got back was completely different from what I expected. It wasn't defensive. It wasn't angry. It was open. Understanding. And it led to a conversation that actually brought clarity instead of conflict. And that's when I realized something. God didn't stop me with something big. He didn't block the message. He didn't force my hand. He just gave me a moment. A pause. A small hesitation. That changed everything. So if you're about to react, if you're in a moment where emotions are high, if you're about to say something you can't take back, pause, because that pause might be God showing up for you. If this story spoke to you, comment "God showed up" down below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to God Showed Up Stories, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a story. And share this with someone who might need this reminder. Thanks for listening. And remember, God always shows up right on time.